Seferino Beta here. We're going to be reading chapters 6 and 7 of the book of Deuteronomy. And the book of Deuteronomy is basically, in the Hebrew, it's called the collection of words, or more simply, words. And these words are the words that God gives them as they're entering into the promised land. So in today's life, it might be after you have returned to God and you're leaving the sinful lifestyle, the slavery lifestyle, whatever it is. And here's some encouragement and words, and really it's like a prescription on how to live a new life and not to be corrupted by those around you. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Chapter 6, love the Lord your God. These are the commands, decrees, and the laws the Lord your God directed me to teach you to observe in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to possess, so that you, your children, and their children after them may fear the Lord your God as long as you live, by keeping all his decrees and commands that I give you, and so that you may enjoy long life. Hear, O Israel, I bet that's what it says. Yep. And be careful to obey, so that it may go well with you, and that you may increase greatly in a land flowing with milk and honey, just as the Lord your God, the God of your fathers, promised you. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. These commandments I gave you today are to be upon your hearts. Impress them upon your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and whenever you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands, bind them on your foreheads, write them on door frames of your house and your gates. So what is he asking to write? The commands, you know, this is the opposite. You wake up, you're like, kids, this and this and that. You tell your kids, you better do this, you better do that. And really, I think God's saying, bring me into the house. I'll be their father. You're only the father for a period of time, and you can end. We can end. As a dad, today I could die, and then my daughter. But because of the relationship I've planted, and now that she's grown and that God has with her, she has a father um, that'll never perish, and is way better than I am. Trust me. And so when the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large flourishing cities, you did not build houses filled with all kinds of good things that you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyard and olive groves that you did not plant. Then when you eat and are satisfied, be careful that you do not forget the Lord who brought you up out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. Fear the Lord your God, serve him only, and take your oaths in his name. Do not follow other gods, the gods of the people around you, for the Lord your God who is among you is a jealous God, and his anger will burn against you, and he will destroy you from the face of the land. Do not test the Lord your God as you did at Massah. Be sure to keep the commandments of the Lord your God and the stipulation decrees he has given you. Do what is right and good in the Lord's sight, so that it may go well with you, and you may go in and take over the good land the Lord has promised an oath to your forefathers, thrusting out all of your enemies before you, as the Lord said. All right, so a lot of people think, well, I'm a Christian. I'm um, I'm gonna strive to go in and take possession of the promised land. You know, uh, I'm a Christian. I'm gonna do my life, and then someone says, "Hey, you can't talk about Jesus around here," or back talking, or not back talking, but talk behind your back. Man, that Seferino, he's always talking about Jesus or God, but he's bad. He's scary guy. He'll choke you out. He'll um, jump off the roof with the people's elbow, hit you on the top of the head. That's the kind of stuff people might say behind your back. And so many people, I think today's Christianity, the culture is like, oh well, they slap me on one face, let them slap me on the other. Now Jesus does say that, if they slap you on one face. In other words, don't take so much offense to it. But he doesn't say just let be a. Here it says, let me let's see. It says, where did I just see that? Ah, yes. You may go in and take over the good land that the Lord promised on oath to your forefathers, thrusting out all of your enemies before you, as the Lord said. Thrusting out. It's not like, hey guys, could you guys possibly, can you guys kind of move off of the land? God said that we can have it. And oh no, okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask. I'm a nice Christian guy. It's not what happened here in the Old Testament. They thrust them out. They went into this thing. These people fought, and they fought back. They thrust them out. That's what God's saying. Thrust them out. So what is the thrust them out in our life and today? You can't really go and thrust out a village. What is the thrust them out? Well, it's you're going into a situation that you were of people around you that are not believers, and for uh, a simple word, don't take crap. They don't take crap. You don't have to take crap. God's a powerful God. He watches over you. He's like, and when people mistreat you, he remembers. He feels it. He knows. It's like someone mistreated your son. How would you feel? So that's how God feels. Now, I'm not saying just go smack the crap out of everybody, slap them in the face, and knock their teeth out. But be strong. Don't be pushed. Don't be this nilly willy. Today's Western culture Christian. Because the Christians, if you look at the history of, and Jewish people, if you look at the history of the people, or the book, they had been persecuted. They are probably some of the strongest people because of the spiritual warfare that has come across their paths and has either hurt them, their families, or their livelihood. In the future, when your son asks you, what is the meaning of the stipulations, decrees, and laws the Lord our God has commanded you? Tell him, we were slaves of Pharaoh in Egypt, but the Lord brought us up out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Before our eyes, the Lord sent miraculous signs and wonders, great and terrible, upon Egypt and of Pharaoh and his whole household. But he brought us out from there to bring us in and give us the land that he promised on oath to our forefathers. The Lord commanded us to obey all these decrees and to fear the Lord our God, so that we might always prosper and be kept alive, as is the case today. And if we are careful to obey all this law before the Lord our God as he has commanded us, that will be our righteousness. When the Lord your God brings you into the land, chapter 7, into the land you are entering to possess, and drives out before you many nations, the Hittites, Girgashites, Amorites, Canaanites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, 7 nations, larger and stronger than you. And when the Lord your God has delivered them over to you, and you have defeated them, then you must destroy them totally. Make no treaty with them, and show them no mercy. Do not intermarry with them. Do not give your daughters to their sons, or take their daughters for your sons. For they will turn your sons away from following me to serve their gods. And the Lord's anger will burn against you and will quickly destroy you. This is what you are to do then to them. Break down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and cut down their Ashtoreth poles. So how would that look today? It's really in America, there's really two main religions, right? You have Christianity, and then I would say the second one would probably be Islam. And that's really it. So how do we smash down these altars and stuff like that? We're not going to go into a Wiccan and smash their altar and stuff like that. How do we do it in the real, in the mass, in the spirit realm? Well, what is an altar? Well, it could be somebody lifts up, say they want to be because they think that by being successful, then it's going to really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's really going to solidify them. It's really going to solidify their identity. So they work 12, 13, 14-hour days, pushing, and at the same time, here's their idol, their worship, and their work or boss or business or whatever. And then the kids are over here, and the kids are over there. That's one. It could be this could be your it could be a drug, it could be an alcohol, it could be your idol. What else is an idol in America today? A vehicle, a home, anything really that takes your attention away from living with God into this worshiping whatever. It could be a man-made thing, it could be a vehicle, it could be, oh man, I love beautiful women. I always have beautiful women. And so you're always trying to, replace your life in your life new and more beautiful or other beautiful women. It could be in the female. What is one of the big problems with the females? Searching for love or some affection. And so, they go with this guy. He's basically a piece of crap. You know, not being judgmental, but I'm just in my mind, I'm picturing someone that I know that was hooked on cocaine, ended up killing himself. But talks to these girls and they come and they give him their body or whatever. And hey, come on, let's do cocaine too. Let's do this and get some hook and just crap. This is what God think God's saying is destroy that crap, man. Destroy it. Smash them. Burn the idols in the fire. For you are a people holy to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be his people, his treasured possession. The Lord did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than the other people, for you were the fewest of all the people. But it was because the Lord loved you and kept the oath he swore to your forefathers that he brought you up out of the mighty hand, with a mighty hand, and redeemed you from the land of slavery, from the power of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now, therefore, that the Lord your God is know that the Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commands. But to those who hate him, he will repay to their face by destruction. He will not be slow to repay to their face those who hate him. Therefore, take care to follow the commands, decrees, and laws I give you today. And it says, who, who are these people that hate God? They Satan worshipers, not even close. They're more like the folks that hear about a Christian doing this or something in the spiritual realm. They're like, those guys, F them, stupid. I hate the things of God. That's the kind of God that God's talking about that hate him. Therefore, take care to follow the commands, decrees, and law I give you today. If you pay attention to these laws and are careful to follow them, then the Lord your God will keep his covenant and love with you as he swore to your forefathers. He will love you and bless you and increase your numbers. He will bless the fruit of your womb, the crops of your land, your grain, new wine, and oil, the calves of your herds and the lambs of your flock, and the land that he swore to your forefathers to give you. You will be blessed more than any other people. None of your men or women will be childless, nor any of your livestock without young. The Lord will keep you free from every disease. He will not inflict on you the horrible diseases you knew in Egypt, but will inflict them on all who hate you. You must destroy all the peoples the Lord your God gives over to you. Do not look on them with pity and do not serve their gods, for that will be a snare to you. You may say to yourselves, these nations are stronger than we are. How can we drive them out? But do not be afraid of them. Remember well what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all of Egypt. You saw with your own eyes the great trials, the miraculous signs and wonders, the mighty hand and outstretched arm, with which the Lord your God brought you out. The Lord your God will do the same to all the peoples you now fear. Moreover, the Lord your God will send the hornet among them until the survivors who hide from you have perished. Do not be terrified by them, for the Lord your God who is among you is great and awesome, is a great and awesome God. The Lord your God will drive out those nations before you, little by little. You will not be allowed to eliminate them all at once, or the wild animals will multiply around you. But the Lord your God will deliver them over to you, throwing them into great confusion until they are destroyed. He will give their kings into your hand, and you will wipe out their names from under heaven. No one will be able to stand up against you. You will destroy them. The images of their gods you are to burn in the fire. Do not covet the silver and the gold on them, and do not take it for yourselves, or you will be ensnared by it, for it is detestable to the Lord your God. Do not bring a detestable thing into your house, or you or you, like it, will be set apart for destruction. Utterly abhor and detest it, for it is set apart for destruction. So much wisdom right here. So much wisdom. 2019 is coming around. A lot of people want to change their lives and think that, resolutions and all that stuff is great. I believe in it. I've seen people that, and in fact, I'm not using resolutions, but I went through a small, uh, detail, probably what 1% of the population of the world does. Um, Kind of like a preparing outlook, goals type of thing for 2019. But the big key in me, for me, in changing from the inside out is this. And I want to thank you guys, if you guys watch this, um, for watching. And even if you don't watch it, I'm picking up a bunch by reading this out loud. So I'm going to go ahead and end here and invite you to ask us for a Bible study. We send them out free of charge. It's never going to cost you a penny. And we send them out through the mail. You receive it, you answer it, you drop it back in the mail. We receive it, we grade it, we make record of it. When you finish those series, we send you a certificate of completion. And once the certificate of completion, enough certificate of completions, and you can yield college credit. But the main thing is that you're getting God's word into your mind, which hopefully makes that 18-inch drop down in your heart, and it's connected. And then that person, we as people can change when our heart and mind changes. So I hope that helps. God bless everybody. Have a good day.